everyone, my name's Jacob. I'm the founder of StringBuzz, stringbuzz.org being the music journalism site, and here's another review, this time of Labour of Love by Bon Jovi. This is all going to be in one take because I just don't think this song has enough substance to it, which is going to take more than 2 or 3 minutes to talk about. Now, if you're a follower of the site or have been watching or reading any of the articles that have come out in the last month or so, you know I'm not a big fan of this comeback in particular. I mean, Bon Jovi's last single, Knockout I think it was called, was pretty goddamn terrible. I mean, the lyrics were rubbish, the instrumentals were terrible, and John Bon Jovi's voice, it sounded like he was in pain. And as a listener, I don't really want to be hearing that blaring through big speakers or in headphones. So this time around, they've taken a different approach. It's much more like the traditional ballad and what you'd expect from a Bon Jovi song. It's more of the cheesy type stuff. So Labour of Love follows this progression, which reminded me a lot of The Police and some Bowie work, if I'm honest. I much preferred the instrumentals this time round. It showed a bit more maturity, a bit more sort of instrumental understanding of what their capabilities can be now they're older. And I did like the progressions. I like the sequences and I like the transitions this time round. I thought the fills, even though they were a bit weak, they were better this time round. I thought the chorus and the verses were separated much better this time round. However, there are still a lot of glaring flaws in this track. I think John Bon Jovi's voice in particular was the worst part. I mean, it sounded like he was in agony singing some of these parts. I don't know whether it was his power really lacking or whether he just doesn't have the range anymore, but his voice is difficult to listen to, I find now. And a lot of people might disagree with me, especially hardcore fans who've been listening to him for years. They might not notice the transition from the younger Bon Jovi to the newer Bon Jovi, the older, more grizzled Bon Jovi, but it just didn't sound good to me. I mean, if you compare it to comebacks by, say, Black Sabbath on their 13th album, I know there was tons of editing done to Ozzy Osbourne's voice, but it still sounded good on the record. Regardless of how it sounded live, it sounded good on the record, and I kind of want to hear Bon Jovi have a better voice on the record. The other problem for me is the form. The form is terrible of this song. It's just verse, chorus, then verse, chorus again, and then it's this bridge where nothing really happens, and then we've got another chorus. And it feels like it drags on and on and on, repeating the same section over and over again, and I found it so boring. And it's horrible to speak like that about somebody who's a legend of the industry, but it was a very, very bland attempt at a song. And also the lyrics here are really bad. They're really cheesy and cliche. At least try a little bit harder to come up with something a bit more metaphorical, or something a bit more aged and mature. I mean, Bon Jovi are certainly not a bad group instrumentally or musicality wise. You know, they've got good instrumentalists all the way around, and Bon Jovi has the chance now to showcase his voice getting older, but using his voice more wisely. At the moment, they're still trying to capitalize upon this 80s sound, and it just doesn't work now. It's outdated, and it just sounds cheesy and cliche. I've used that so many times this review, but it's true. So I was feeling a rating of around 4 out of 10 for this one, which is still below average for a track. But I just think, in comparison to the rock music and the different types of metal music and even the pop rock and ballady type stuff at the moment, there is a better artist or better artists working around their age in each of these genres, and I just don't see the point of the new Bon Jovi album. For a casual listener, I don't see what would bring them in. I mean, the production wasn't bad on this track. The production was pretty good. It was better than the other track. I mean, the guitars sounded much better clean, and the clean tones in general sounded great, but I just don't see what would be drawing anyone into this track in particular. So if you agreed with this, then please leave a like. If you disagreed with it, I'd like to hear why in the comment section, and I'd like you to give me your perspective. So subscribe if you want to see more. Hope you enjoyed this video. Check out our Bruno Mars review, which came out 2 hours ago or something, and I'll see you around next time.